Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. To win 100 battles is not the height of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. All warfare is based on deception. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. If ignorant both of your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. In war, the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and then looks for victory. The good fighters of old put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. The wise warrior avoids the battle and conquers the enemy's fortress. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. Engage people with what they expect. It is what they are able to discern and confirms their projections. It settles them into predictable patterns of response, occupying their minds while you wait for the extraordinary moment, that which they cannot anticipate. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. The wise warrior avoids the entanglement of alliances. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our readiness to receive him. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. The wise warrior conquers without destroying. The greatest strength is to break the enemy's resistance without fighting. The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. There are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen. There are not more than 5 cardinal tastes, yet combinations of them yield more flavors than can ever be tasted. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. Do not depend on the enemy not coming. Depend rather on being ready for him. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. The wise warrior values an enemy's accomplishments and seeks to learn from them. The greatest general is not the one who wins the most battles, but the one who wins without bloodshed. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. Victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. The greatest wisdom is to deceive the enemy. The height of strategy is not to subdue the enemy by force, but to subdue them without fighting. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. The victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and then looks for victory. One mark of a great warrior is knowing how to use scarcity to his advantage. The art of war is to win without bloodshed or the use of force. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Wise leaders understand that true power lies in influencing minds, not in dominating others. The art of war is to win the battle before it begins by mastering the art of strategy. Victory is not achieved by brute force alone, but by outsmarting your opponent. The greatest general is one who can turn enemies into allies. A wise warrior values knowledge as much as strength. The key to success is to know when to act and when to wait. In battle, the best defense is often a well-executed offense. To conquer yourself is the highest form of victory. The path to triumph is paved with careful planning and meticulous preparation. The greatest battles are won in the mind before they are fought on the battlefield. The true test of a leader is how well they can adapt to changing circumstances. A wise general knows that the greatest victories are achieved through diplomacy, not just warfare. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. The art of war is the art of understanding your enemy better than they understand themselves. Patience is a virtue that leads to ultimate success. The greatest conqueror is one who can win without shedding blood. Victory is not achieved by the strength of an army alone, but by the unity of its soldiers. A wise leader leads by example, inspiring loyalty and devotion in their followers. The greatest weapon is not a physical one, but the power of persuasion. To win without fighting is the ultimate demonstration of skill and mastery. The true warrior fights not for personal gain, but for the greater good. Victory belongs to those who can adapt and improvise in the face of adversity. A leader's true strength lies in the trust and respect of their subordinates. The best way to avoid conflict is to understand your enemy's desires and motives. The wise general understands the value of timing and seizing the right opportunities. In battle, always leave your enemy a way out to avoid cornering them into desperation. True power is not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. The greatest victories are won by understanding the weaknesses of your enemy. The wise leader values intelligence and cunning as much as bravery and strength. The path to victory is often found in surprising and unexpected maneuvers. The true warrior fights with honor and integrity, upholding moral principles. The strength of an army lies not only in its numbers, but in the discipline and training of its soldiers. A leader's greatness is measured by the success of their subordinates. In the face of defeat, a wise general learns from their mistakes and rises stronger. Victory is not guaranteed, but it is within reach for those who are willing to fight for it. The art of war is the art of understanding the terrain, both physical and psychological. The strongest fortress is one that can withstand both external and internal pressures. A wise leader knows that sometimes it is necessary to sacrifice a battle to win the war. The greatest battles are won by breaking the enemy's spirit, not just their physical defenses. The true measure of victory is not in the destruction of your enemy, but in their transformation into an ally. The path to success is paved with perseverance and unwavering determination. The wise leader inspires trust and loyalty by placing the well-being of their soldiers above all else. The best strategy is to outthink your enemy, not just outfight them. The greatest victories are achieved by winning the hearts and minds of the people. In war, speed and agility are often more important than sheer strength. The path to victory is found in exploiting the weaknesses and vulnerabilities of your enemy. The wise general knows that victory is not eternal and must constantly adapt to new challenges. A leader's true power lies in empowering others and helping them realize their full potential. The art of war is the art of maintaining peace and avoiding unnecessary conflict. True wisdom lies in knowing when to fight and when to seek peaceful resolutions.